Okay, I'm gonna say the statement, and I want to know if you guys agree or disagree with me or not. Um, in my opinion, this next decade of the Premier League is going to be the greatest decade of Premier League football we've ever seen before.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah,
Why,
I
why are
know,
you saying that?
I know. So
outrageous.
the past 5, 10 years, right? Every year is normally dominated by one team. City in particular. City and Liverpool have been the top two predominantly the past like 4 or 5 years. Chelsea's made appearances up there. Leicester won. Tottenham tries to be there. That's really it, right? It's
Yeah,
generally
that's true.
between 2, 3 teams, maybe, and then it's a fight for top four. I think this season is kind of showing us that we're going to see a lot more, and we're going to see a lot better competition going forward. I say that because Arsenal are dipping into their prime right now. Dipping into it, mind you. I don't think they're going to win the Premier League this year. Andres doesn't either. He mentioned that a long time ago. But they're dipping into it. More players come in. Arteta stays a longer time. They develop, right? We've seen they're title contenders right now. Who's to say they can't be for the next 5, 10 years? With the right
Declan
signings,
Rice.
right philosophy, Declan Rice. Um, you have United. Ten Hag is doing wonders. He just won the Carabao Cup today against Newcastle. He's doing wonders with them. Rashford's in the form of his life. He's making good signings, that being Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro. So United could be very good as long as they keep it up. Newcastle are dipping into that top six, that big six argument. They've been dipping a little bit recently, past few weeks, but they're up there, right? They could, if they continue what they're doing, they could be top contenders. Then we have, let's say Liverpool. Liverpool, if they get rid of Klopp or reset in some way, shape, or form, they could be back up there. Well, right funding, blah blah blah. Chelsea are trying for that. Chelsea got that rebuild. It's not looking good, but once we get to the spot, I know we're gonna be up there.
Participation.
There we go. Tottenham could be up there. Tottenham could be, with given the right resources. Daniel Levy leaves. Antonio Conte starts clicking, or they get someone else in. Harry Kane's still going to be in top form for the next 5 years at least, 6 years maybe. Tottenham could be up there with the right signings. So that's what I think 5 or 6 different potential title contenders. They could have the very good potential to be title contenders within the next decade. And then we have like smaller clubs also dipping into like the top. That being like Brighton is the one I want to point out the most. Brighton is consistently winning in some way, right? They're not top 6 yet, or they're not that quality, but they could be there very well. They could very well be there. Fulham are up there. They got to keep it up, but like if they somehow turn it, if they can somehow figure out a way to keep that up over the course of like 10 years, then they're going to be a conversation for at least European football. So just back to what I'm saying, this is why I think this next decade could be the best / the most competitive Premier League we've seen in a good long time. I don't know. That could be. There's definitely an exaggeration. But that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. How about you guys? What are you guys thinking here? How does that make you feel?
I think that's a
This is the
strong
exaggeration corner.
Yeah, I
With
think
the
I think
fourth
I think it's a little strong. I don't know. I think you're saying that with the very positive note that every team goes on to continue on an upward trajectory, and I feel like that can be said in multiple eras. And then of course something went wrong.
Yeah,
it always
naturally.
does. So I don't personally see anything that really makes you want to say that this will be any more competitive than any other era we've seen. Obviously, I'm not saying it won't, it can't be, but I just think it's one of those where maybe 1 or 2 teams like we've been seeing, but I've yet to see anything too telling. In my opinion, I think there'll be teams that'll maybe shoot up like that we're hoping or like that we're seeing they might, like Arsenal. And then maybe like Newcastle, and maybe there are teams that have a more longer off time, like Liverpool, and I don't want to say Chelsea because it's not. I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say that right now, considering all the factors. But I just as an example, those kind of teams. So let's just. I don't want to say that. I personally wouldn't say that. I think that's going a little strong. But
See,
yeah,
yeah, I'm saying that also because like we're young, right? We haven't experienced. We couldn't experience Premier League in pre 21st century, right? So we can't really comment on that too much. Anyone who has experienced that and knows more about that, feel free to comment. Let us know what you think in comparison to now. But we have experienced United winning it under Sir Alex Ferguson constantly, consistently, right? Them being the top force. Then when it goes on to City and Chelsea, Liverpool dip in at the end there. That's only what 4 teams over the course of like 20, 25 years, which is why the reason why I'm saying I'm making this point is because I think that any one of these teams, given the right circumstances, could win a title in the next 5 years. That's why, like, I don't, I'm not, I. The reason I think it's so competitive is because of that. I'm not going to go in and be like, yeah, City's just going to win it again. They very well could. They could win 3 more if they really wanted to, but I'm not certain enough as I have been the past 5 years to say that. That's why I think it's going to be one of the more competitive eras of Premier League football because there's going to be so many contenders and teams that are that potentially have the quality to be up there alongside the big guys. So yeah, Andres, do you have any?
I think the top two will change because, like, look, it's the past seasons, like you said, it was Liverpool, City. Now it's Arsenal, City, and they're not spending. Arsenal are spending a lot of money, but like not like nearly as much as City, like obviously, or like Chelsea, but like they're making smart signings. But I think they'll solidify themselves as a title contender, but I don't think all these teams are going to be title contenders. I think they'll just be new teams to push for the big six. I think not the big six, but like top six. I think like Brighton will be up there. I think Newcastle will be up there. I think Fulham are just having a fluke season. I think they'll probably drop form. They're like, I think they're going to be like Wolves. You know, Wolves started really well and now they're dropping. They dipped really far. So I think it's going to be like that. It could be the same for Brighton. Brighton could be the West Ham next season where it do really well and then drop immediately. I mean, I think it's a overreaction, but like it's a valid take, I would say. Like I think Elijah's onto something in the sense I think the dynamic of the league is going to change a bit and it's not going to be the same teams all the way in the first 6 spots on the table. I think that will change. I think it's already changing to an extent. I mean, Liverpool's in fucking 8th and Chelsea in 10th right now. So it's like, it's the battle for 7th place at the moment or 8th place between Liverpool and Chelsea. So, yeah, I think it's a good change. I think it'll change, not dramatically, but I think it's going to change to a certain extent, which is going to be exciting because, you know, no one wants to see the same winners every single year or the same teams in the same exact spot in the same competition. So I think it's nice to see, you know, like different teams, like a new team is going to be battling in a European competition next season. Like a new team that hasn't been there in a while. Like, is it going to be Fulham? Who knows? You know, like is it going to be Brighton? Who knows? So yeah, I think there's a lot of promise there, but you know, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make my point a little more, I don't want to say credible, but broad, I guess. Yeah, lower it to top 6, like Andres was saying. Maybe not just title, but there's going to be the top 6 is going to be shaken up, and it's going to be a whole lot more competition to the big 6 than normal going forward, which I'd love to see. I mean, even as a Chelsea fan, like I think we're going to have the quality to be up there and not have to worry about it as much. But you know, I can't say the same for Tottenham or Liverpool. But like, well, just kidding. I can't.
Daniel's ready to throw
the stank face
right now.
Yeah, the stank
He's
face
about to be like, "What was the score today?"
Literally.
That's what I thought.
Okay. You don't need to talk for him, Andres. It's okay. It's okay. He can talk shit if he wants to talk shit. You don't have to say
Nah, he can't talk shit. He didn't watch the game. I can talk shit. I watched the game.
But yeah.
But
well,
also, to add just real quick, also you can look at the bottom of the table. Not everyone does, but like the bottom of the table this year is so close, all the way to 12th. Like they're within 6 points of being dropped to the bottom 3. So like it's nice to see like it's a competitive league still, even at the bottom of the table. Like every team's still fighting for something to an extent, except like, you know, 9th and 10th. They're kind of chilling at the moment. But yeah, sorry to cut you off. Just want to say no offense, Elijah. I'm not no offense about 10th place. I'm just saying they're in a chill spot where they don't really got to worry about too much.
Oh, none offense taken, my friend. Like I said, I clocked out the season. I'm prepared for 2023. Oh, also I checked. I just want to apologize to all Chelsea fans out there because since hold on. Since I bought this kit. Treating myself for Christmas. We've won one game.
Toss it.
This is
Toss it.
January 4th.
Burn
January
it.
4th. We've won
Burn
one
it.
game.
Burn it. Burn it. I know another
I might
Chelsea
have
fan. Just give it to me and then I can.
Oh hell no! I think it was like 120. Get out of here.
Fucking hell. Imagine being a
Savoring
big
that thing.
Coke
I don't
fan.
care. I
Oh
don't
my
care.
god. Jerseys are so expensive.
Sorry, I
For you
just
too.
apologize. Okay, Diego has to go.